Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. If you don't know me, my name is WW84 Bentley, and today I'm whipped and wrapped and slapped in that golden lasso girl. If you don't know the golden lasso, let me bring her to you. We're talking about Revlon's collection, and that is gonna be the Revlon X WW84. This is for Wonder Woman. The movie's coming out in December 25th. I cannot wait for it. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of superheroes. You already know that in this channel, girl. A good superhero is a good foundation, a good concealer, a badass lip liner, and girl, a good ass gloss. Other than that, I don't know about those, superheroes. However, never fear, WW84 is here. Ooh, girl, I've been dying to say that because mama is ready for this review. Today we're talking about that collection that they launched, inspired by the Wonder Woman film. And guys, I have a lot of tea to spill or a lot of lassos to whip. I don't even know what else to say. So let's get into this review before anything else. Girl, I just want to double check. Did you subscribe? Did you hit the like button? The notification button so you're notified of all of the craziness happening in this channel? And have you binge watched, girl? Mama's waiting. So going into the review, we have this palette right here. We have this palette right here. And first and foremost, look at the packaging. It's so beautiful. It's definitely, I think, within the theme of the film. It's very 80s, very reflective, just very, very groovy or cool or bitchin'. Is that what they used to say in the 80s? I don't know. It's a 10 shadow palette. That sounds like a lot. It doesn't look like it would be a 10 shadow palette. It's very compact. You have 2 shades for the face, which I'm wearing both of them combined today. And then you have 8 shadows for the eyes. Let's talk realistically here. I'm wrapped in the Truth Lasso. So I think these are really beautiful colors. I think that the colors in particular that are being shown in this palette are very attractive. However, Revlon girl, let's talk. I'm spilling the truth, and I'm sorry, honey. I saw a couple of reviews, and I think the makeup looks bad. B here, definitely the vibe that I'm getting is like Wonder Woman gone on a revenge mark. I love it. However, there's so many glitter shades. Literally the entire palette is glitter. Like they're saying, oh, you have mattes, but you can see here that the mattes are more of a satin finish. And girl, like what's going on? Why? Not only that, to mention, they're not that pigmented. Let's go ahead and swatch and let me show you. That's the first one here. That looks pretty pigmented on the finger. But here's the reality of a situation. I personally am not the biggest fan of swatching because I feel like it's a different story on the eyes. But for the sake of the video, let's go ahead and swatch these guys. I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but the glitter is very present there. So I don't know why they called it a matte. I don't know if I got a defective one, but just not the tea. Like they could have done so much more. I definitely would have wished that they would have, I don't know, just been a little bit more creative, inspired by the film, and added some actual matte shades in here. So Revlon girl, what's good? Now, let's kind of divide and subdivide everything to a quad, because that's kind of how it is. We have 2 little quads with the face highlighter included. We already swatched the 2 mattes, so I'm gonna go ahead and swatch the top ones here, which is this beautiful royal blue, which it's called Self-Control. And then I'm also gonna do the Unbeatable, which is gonna be this cream kind of bone tone. So on the fingers, they look pretty good. I will tell you this, I feel like their formula is a little dry. Typically glimmers and shimmers, even though they're very easy to make and a lot of very affordable palettes have them, these guys are a little bit dry. You can really feel the texture of the glitter. That's them gonna be right there. Amongst many of the products that they launched within this collection, Revlon came out with these two shades. This is gonna be the X Wonder Woman Warrior Glitter Lip Color. I am wearing one today. These are those lip colors that I remember when this was a huge trend. It still kind of is, where you go and apply the liquid lip, it's gonna be a matte finish, and once it dries, it's gonna be still a little bit tacky, but for the reason for that is when you go in and kind of, pout your lips like so, it's going to, create a glitter effect. I want to swatch both of them for you. The one I have on my lips currently is Fight For It. To be quite honest with you, I really did love the shade and the color that this lip color is. I would have almost wished that it would have had some glitter specks, or even if I did that, the glitter wouldn't be so overpowering. And the reason why, it's because I really liked the shade, and I feel like once the glitter came, it completely overpowered it. It doesn't have a fragrance whatsoever. The doe foot actually provides a generous amount of lip color. You can see it here. Once it dries down, it's such a beautiful, beautiful shade. I like that the doe foot applicator, I'm gonna try and put that there so you can see it a little bit better, really helped with making sure that I was able to line my lips. And honestly, this was a really comfortable product to wear on the lips. Both of these guys are going to be retailing for $10.99. Now, something that I've noticed with a lot of drugstore products is that depending on where you get them, it's a price. However, this is an item that I got online. I got it at Ulta, and that's the price that I found them in for. Same with the palette, but I'm sure that you can seek different websites. They might have different prices. However, where I purchased it from was ulta.com, and that was the price that I paid for it. So I'm still waiting for this one to dry up a little bit, but such a beautiful tone. The second tone that they have here is Gear Up. All right, honey, let's do this. So same thing. No fragrance whatsoever. It's gonna go underneath it. Again, very generous amount of pigment, as well as very generous amount of application within the doe foot. And this one just looks so beautiful too. It's like a deep, nice purple. I love these type of tones, both of them, honestly. I've really come to enjoy. I'm gonna try this Gear Up shade as well. I'm gonna show you how this looks on the lips. But I mean, really great shades. Again, I almost would have wished that they would have had a hint of glitter, not so much of an overpowering amount. Because number one, I feel like that would have not only made it that much more wearable, I also think that it wouldn't have overpowered the color. And again, I really do think that that glitter, as you can see here, girl, it's overpowering the color. So let me pull up my fan. These are a lifesaver. When you're setting your face, you're like, okay. I'm trying to let them dry. On the eye look that I have today, I used literally every single shade. On the actual palette, like I mixed in all of these little trios right here, going in from the brown, which is Perseverance. I did Legendary, and I also did Self-Believe, all throughout, starting here from Perseverance all the way up to the end. Then I also did Brave to transition out. I mixed in the top as well. Let's see here, the name, the truth, and I did Wisdom, smoking out. And then what I did also, I went out on the bottom lash with Self-Control and Legendary, and I went out and smoked it out. Something that I didn't personally love about Self-Control is that it looks really beautiful on the pan. It looks like a really light teal. And then when you're actually putting it on the bottom lash, or you're even wanting to brighten up, which I first attempted to do that, brighten up my inner corner with it, it was just so dark. I was just like disappointed over the fact that it looks extremely light, or it looks very soft, and within tone looks really soft and teal-like. But when you put it on, it's almost like ocean water, which is a really beautiful tone, but just not what's promoted. So I had to definitely do some damage control immediately, girl, because it just wasn't what the envisionment was. So this entire makeup look took a life of its own. And she came with packing a punch, honey. She's revengeful and ready for it. Now, overall, with this palette, she's $15. She's $14.99. On paper, it sounds good. You know, it has 10 shades, it has mattes, and it has, you know, the creamy glitters, which I don't think they're that creamy, nor they're mattes at all on the palette. You know, it has a cute little theme. On paper, it sounds like legit. It sounds real. It sounds like it is what it is. But then in person, you see her, and then first and foremost, packaging is cute, but does this scream $15 to you, girl? Let's be real here. When you open it up, does this scream $15 to you, girl? Leave it down in the comment down below, because I'm very curious to know if I'm being hard as hell on, you know, this, or if it's the truth, because to me, this could have been priced at 10. I would have been more comfortable with $10, and let me explain to you why. Because I would have been okay with thinking to myself that this would have been $5 and this would have been $5. But I'm definitely not okay with this being almost $7 and $7. You know what I'm saying? And some change. I'm not okay with that. I feel like that's very expensive for what we're getting and what's actually being worked here. Formula, to me, we're getting a hard pass, honey. Like, straight up. Like, we're not even playing around. Formula for me is just like, no. The mattes are not there. The pink one specifically is very, very patchy. The orange one, which is the truth. Speaking of, the orange one, to me, she gets lost in the sauce. You know what I mean? She's like here, but she's not present. And we need her to be present. You know what I'm saying? So I was disappointed, to say the least. I was very disappointed. I think this is very underwhelming. It's a very exciting launch, but I think it's a very underwhelming palette, especially for the price. The highlighting shades are really beautiful. Let me swatch those out for you. So on the fingers, they look like this, which looks really beautiful. But to be honest with you, the formula feels cheap. It feels powdery, tacky. Like, look at this. I just don't understand what's going on, Revlon. Like, you're a powerhouse. You're incredible. We love you in this channel. But this is just not a win. And especially being backed up by such, you know, an exciting film, you know, that's been pushed back. A lot of the fans are ready for it. I just don't get it. Like, why? What's going on? Tell me. Leave the comment down below on what do you think on this actual palette. If you think I'm being hard, if I'm truly being a Wonder Vengeance, or if I'm just being legit. Because to be honest with you, I just want to give you guys my real opinion. And overall, this just to me screams dollar store. Like, the packaging is really beautiful, but the formula, we don't know her. Because it's just screams cheap. And I know they can do better. That's exactly why I'm being honest, because I know they can do better. They owe it to not only the brand, they owe it to the fans, they owe it to anybody who's purchasing this because they want to, you know, try something from the brand, or because of the launch of the film. They just owe it to people. So, girl, you know, let's move on, because first and foremost, this has just not been the cup of tea. She's cute, but let's move on. Now, within the lips, I've reapplied this several times, and look at this, guys. Several times. Like, I don't get it. Like, I didn't have this issue whatsoever with, let me get you the name so I don't forget it. With Fight For It, I didn't have this issue at all. But with Gear Up, girl, like, what's going on? I had hopes, very high hopes for this one in particular. And it's odd because when I swatched it and I touched it, it didn't do that. I don't think I applied too much. I did the same concept that I did with this one. So I'm a little disappointed. Overall, would I say this is a badass collection? In paper. In paper it is. I think the shadows performed okay. Like it's nothing extraordinary and crazy and cool and oh my gosh. Would I say run and get this? Not even for collection purposes. You're just wasting your money, to be honest with you. This is sitting in front of you right here. Almost, this is $20 between both of these. And then the palette is, where is she? 15. Almost $37, you know, within tax or wherever you're buying it. Sitting in front of me that I'm completely dissatisfied with because of the performance, because of the quality. So I'm sorry to be hard, but in reality, it's just, especially in a pandemic, especially within a time like so, I'm gonna hold all of these brands accountable because that's a lot of money. That's a gas tank right there for depending on what vehicle you have. You know, those are groceries. And of course, it was 100% my decision to buy this makeup, you know, and I'm happy to. However, I'm not happy about the quality of my purchase, and I expect quality to be there. Like I said, I just don't, even within the shadows, they're dry as a bone. The only one that's kind of wet, and you can see here that she's definitely a little bit more to the quality I expect the entire palette to be. It's gonna be Perseverance. Let me swatch her here. Like, she's cute. She's cute. You know, definitely she holds her own. But the rest of them are just really, really dry. Let's swatch another one, the blue one. This one has a little bit of pigment. Like, she's cute. You know, it's just so many fails within this palette. That's her right there, which you can clearly see that I have her on my lids mostly here. And that's gonna be the shade Self-Belief. But overall, you guys, this has been such a big flop. Unfortunately, doesn't mean the brand is stockish or anything like that. It just means that they failed. And I think that they chose the worst item to fail in because, again, the price is just really high for the quality of the product. I think the lipsticks are worth $7.99. Definitely for the quality. And for the finish, not everybody's gonna enjoy these all the way. Like, look at that. Like, look at this. $7.99, and that's pushing it. And this palette here, like I said, I could have done with thinking that I had two quads in here that were $5 a piece. 10 bucks. But 15 for her? No thanks. With that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching the channel. I know I went on a rampage and I'm coming for vengeance with this look, but I've got to be real and I've got to be honest with you guys. If not, then what do we have? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do we have? Revlon girl, you know I love you, but this is a reality and this is the tea. This has been my experience and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, especially, you know, in a time like so. I wanna make sure that whoever's buying it, just to put it on, to see the movie, to feel normal in such a crazy time, is investing properly. So guys, with that said, I will catch you on the next one. If you haven't subscribed, if you haven't binge watched, I encourage you to do both. Hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the notification so you don't miss any of the whiplash up in this channel. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye.